The only way is to let her go.
I'm sorry, Katara.
Hello and welcome back to Cartoon Panda, where we travel back in time and peek into our favorite cartoons. Today, we are here with Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 2, Earth.
But I believe Aang can save the world.
Book 1, Water was the first season of Avatar, The Last Airbender, and it introduced us to a world of bending, where people have the ability to control and manipulate the elements. We met our main protagonist Aang, who is the last airbender and also the Avatar, the only one who can master all four elements and bring balance to the world. We already have a complete video of the entire story of Book 1, so make sure you check that out, because we don't want you to miss out on any of the amazing adventures that have happened so far. Now, it's time for the second season, Book 2. Earth, which has 20 exciting episodes. Episode 1. The first episode starts with a dream in which Aang visits a ruined temple and faces a menacing version of himself. Aang's double, showing an avatar state form, attacks, and Aang finds himself on a ship facing an even bigger threat. When he wakes, he's scared and shares his nightmare with Katara. As they receive gifts for their next journey, Zuko deals with the anniversary of his banishment, longing for his father's approval. Meanwhile, Azula is bent on capturing Zuko and Iroh, and displays her lack of patience with her crew. As Aang arrives at an Earth Kingdom base, he's pressured to harness his avatar state. But things go really wrong. General Feng's attempt to trigger it fails, and Aang ends up fearing its power. Meanwhile, Azula deceives Zuko about their father's intentions, while Iroh remains skeptical. Their mistrust proves right when Azula's welcome is revealed to be a trap. As Aang finally enters the Avatar state, the situation escalates and Roku warns him of its danger. Team Avatar leaves for Amoshu, with Iroh and Zuko choosing their own path, metaphorically cutting ties with their past. The episode ends with Azula warning villagers against helping her brother and uncle. What else could you expect from Azula? Episode 2. This episode starts near the lake, where Team Avatar meets the carefree Earth Kingdom nomads who tell them of a tunnel shortcut to Amashu. Despite distrust, Aang, Katara, and Sokka are forced underground when the Fire Nation soldiers attack. After all, they didn't have any other option. Meanwhile, Zuko and Iroh face survival challenges, avoid poisonous plants, and decide to seek help in an Earth Kingdom village. They dine with a kind girl named Song, keeping their identities secret. In the tunnels, Team Avatar becomes lost and separates due to a cave-in. But Aang and Katara discover the story of two lovers who created the tunnels. Inspired by a tale of love, Aang and Katara share a kiss in the dark to find their way. Well, this happens when two individuals having love for each other are alone. Sokka, on the other hand, endures nomad antics but eventually calms huge badger moles with music to escape the tunnels. To their dismay, the team learns Amashu has fallen to the Fire Nation. This is how the episode ends. Episode 5. The following episode begins with a humorous wake-up call where Sokka slumbers disturbed by Momo chasing a spider in his mouth, causing a loud ruckus that alerts the rough rhinos. With their campsite compromised, Aang, Katara, and Sokka hurriedly flee, only to realize they've left precious items behind. While Bending helps Aang and Katara retrieve their prized possessions, Sokka's sarcasm can't mask his disappointment at losing his boomerang. Life of a simple man with no bending powers. The adventures continue as they stumble upon Avatar Day, where the celebration takes a dark turn as effigies of past avatars are destroyed, leaving the trio in shock, especially Aang, when the festival crowd turns against him. Charged with a historical crime from a past life, Aang faces a biased trial as Sokka wears a detective's hat, with Katara's extinguishing literal and figurative fires. Despite uncovering exculpatory evidence, they're challenged by the town's unique judicial process. As the narrative unfolds, Avatar Koshi's spirit takes the stand, admitting to an act of protecting rather than aggression, redefining Aang's guilt. The Rough Rhino's timely attack offers Aang a chance at redemption, subsequently transforming Avatar Day into a commemoration of his heroism. Elsewhere, Zuko's internal struggle manifests through his alter ego, the Blue Spirit, as he grapples with his pride and shame, leading him to a path of solitary self-discovery encouraged by Aro's wise counsel on hope and strength. Episode 11. This episode begins with a tense scene where Team Avatar finds themselves in the Siwong Desert, Reeling from the disappearance of Appa, Aang is particularly distressed, accusing Toph of letting Appa get stolen. But Katara defends her, highlighting Toph's role in their escape in the library. Stranded, Sokka comments on their need for rescue, which angers Aang further. Taking charge, Katara organizes a trek towards Ba Sing Se, while Aang leaves to hunt for Appa alone. Elsewhere, Ira and Zuko narrowly escape an ambush by Colonel Mong's rough rhinos, with a mixture of weight and combat prowess. Back in the desert, after mistakenly drinking cactus juice, Sokka begins to hallucinate, adding tension and confusion to the group's intense situation. Well, you can drink anything when you're stuck in a hot desert with not a single drop of fresh water. Meanwhile, Aang, feeling angry, unintentionally showcases the dangerous potential of the Avatar state when he sees a massive sand cloud and mistakes it for Appa. As night falls, Ira reveals his ties to a secretive order of White Lotus, leading him and Zuko to a new refuge. Tensions peak, with the group trapped by a giant buzzard wasps and a confrontation with sandbenders, culminating in Aang's wrath surge into the Avatar state. The leader of the sandbenders admits to stealing Appa, fueling Aang's fury even further, until Katara's comforting embrace gradually calms him, ending the ordeal with a somber resolution. Episode 13. The following episode starts with the Fire Nation forces led by Azula with her team and War Minister Quinn, approaching Ba Sing Se tanks, followed by a massive drill designed to penetrate the city's walls. The drills, adorned with metal spikes and steamed pipes, is announced by Quinn as impervious to earthbending attacks. Despite this, Azula orders an attack on the earthbenders just in case. Team Avatar arrive at Ba Sing Se with refugees and is met with General Sung's confidence that the city walls are unbreakable. However, after Ty Lee easily defeats the elite Terra team, Sung panics and asks for the Avatar's help. Aro and Zuko attempt to blend in as they enter the city, while Jet grows suspicious of their true identities. A detailed plan to stop the drill unfolds as Toph creates cover, and Aang, Katara, and Sokka infiltrate its interior. They successfully weaken the drill structure, prompting a final confrontation where Aang, with some help, takes down the drill, preventing the breach of Ba Sing Se. Meanwhile, tensions rise as Jet spies on Zuko and Aro, hinting at a future conflict. Episode 18. The following episode begins with Team Aang's escape. Less than an hour after escaping Lake Laogi, Aang and his friends retreat to a small island. Katara and Toph want to leave the city since Appa is found, but Sokka insists on warning the Earth King about the city's conspiracies and the looming solar eclipse. He's a nice guy after all. Aang agrees with Sokka, and after dodging potential Dai Li traps, they all agree to stay, breaking into the Ba Sing Se palace on Appa. On the other side, Zuko collapses, ill and conflicted, and Ar cares for him. Inside the palace, Aang's group is caught, but they convince the Earth King to listen. They prove Long Feng is lying about a war conspiracy and his control over the Dai Li, after showing a bite mark from Appa on Long Feng, who gets arrested. Despite a rocky start, the Earth King supports their invasion against the Fire Nation during the eclipse, named the Day of the Black Sun. Team Avatar receives important messages. Aang learns to control the Avatar state, Toph's mother wants to meet her, and Sokka and Katara's father has been located. They decide to split up. Aang takes Sokka to their father, Toph meets her mother, and Katara stays to help the Earth King. The group parts with heartfelt farewells. Zuko, after another intense dream, confronts his personal change. In Ba Sing Se, trouble brews as Azula and her allies infiltrate the city disguised as Kyoshi warriors while Toph is tricked and captured, signaling dark times ahead. Episode 20. In this last episode of Book 2, Aang and Sokka hurry to Ba Sing Se on Appa, fearing Katara is in danger based on Aang's vision. Along the way, they spot Toph and pick her up. Tension mounts as Aang falsely declares mastery over the Avatar state while Azula tightens her grip over the Dai Li, inciting fear to secure her authority. Meanwhile, a trap ensnares Ar and Zuko during their palace visit. Ar's fiery escape attempt fails, leading to Zuko's capture after he bravely but perhaps foolishly decides to confront his sister. The team's arrival at the palace yields deceptive calmness. The Earth King assures them of Katara's safety. The team's house lies empty, raising alarms about Katara's fate. Ar, seeking the gang's help, reveals Zuko's capture. In their struggle to rescue Katara, they uncover the crystal catacombs and grapple with Azula's manipulation as she works to weaken their bond and secure power. Katara and Zuko share a rare moment of vulnerability in the catacombs, unfolding their parallel pains of loss. As Aang attempts to re-engage the Avatar state, Azula's lethal lightning strike nearly ends his life, leaving Katara to summon the Spirit Oasis water for his revival. Their escape is bittersweet, with Ar capturing Zuko and troubles consciousness over his choices. The group barely manages to get away from the city, but it's a sad victory, because they find out that the Earth Kingdom has fallen into Azula's tricky plans. This is a tough loss for Aang and his friends, and it prepares them for even more challenges ahead. So, this was the end of Book 2, with many twists, turns, and emotional moments for Team Avatar. But their journey is far from over, as they must continue to fight against the Fire Nation, and ultimately bring balance to the world. Stay tuned for Book 3, where new allies, enemies, and challenges await our beloved heroes. Subscribe to our channel, because that video will be out soon.